Hello everybody, welcome to this episode of Low Carb in the Leaves. Stress increases inflammation. It literally changes our physiology. Chronic psychological stress has been shown to increase circulating levels of CRP, which is an inflammatory protein in our blood, as well as interleukin-6 and other inflammatory mediators. And when stress is allowed to go on unabated for prolonged periods of time, when we're under prolonged periods of psychological stress, it literally damages our bodies. And it is an important risk factor for cardiovascular disease. And this week I'm going to be talking about cardiovascular disease, an incredibly important topic that we regularly revisit. And tomorrow we have a fantastic podcast being published on cholesterol. So stress management is a frequently overlooked component of cardiovascular disease. There is a lot of emphasis being placed on cholesterol, particularly as low-carb doctors. Lucy and I get lots of questions about cholesterol because we encourage people to eat whole foods, some of which contain cholesterol, and that low-carb diets can increase people's LDL cholesterol, and that the consequences of that are something that needs to be assessed on an individual basis. And you'll learn lots more about that on our podcast tomorrow. Stress though, coming back to stress. Today I'm talking about stress. I'm going to pick a different cardiovascular risk factor each day of the week. So stress literally changes our physiology for the worse, particularly when it is prolonged, because it activates the inflammatory response. And it activates the inflammatory response through its effect on our adrenal axis. So our hormones. In particular, the hormones I'm talking about here is cortisone and adrenaline. And all hormones in our bodies, they're incredibly important and they're incredibly tightly regulated, and they can have incredibly potent effects on our health. And cortisol is no exception. Cortisol, being the stress hormone, can have really potent effects on our health. And prolonged activation of the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal system, the HPA axis, drives inflammation. And this is bad. It was a fabulous study done in 2012 in the journal Circulation, where they looked at the effect of stress management on reducing cardiovascular risk. And in this particular study, in this population group, it had an overall relative risk reduction of 48%, which is better than statins in sort of similar population groups. So stress management is not something that should be overlooked. Stress management should be an essential part of your health and lifestyle program. And it's just nice to be less stressed. And you can't avoid stress in life. Mortgage repayments, difficult colleagues, worrying about your kids, beating a kangaroo. These things are going to happen. They're just going to happen. It's just going to. Ups and downs of life are completely natural and normal. But you can improve your resilience to stress by engaging in some active mindfulness or active meditation every day. And you can do it right now, lovely people. A beautiful way to decrease that activation of the HPA axis, to turn on your parasympathetic nervous system, is to do some lovely deep breathing. I love this box breathing. You breathe in to the count of 3. Breathe out to the count of 5. In to the count of 3. Out to the count of 5. In 3. Out 5. And so on. Box breathing around the square. Right then, I just changed my physiology for the better, and so can you. Have a great day, everybody, and be sure to check out our podcast tomorrow. Bye.